the way you fix tanking, this isn't an original idea, but my favorite idea is to fix tanking. I think getting rid of the draft is a good one. I don't know who the first person I remember throwing that out there.
The draft
was, but,
or the lottery?
The draft as a whole. I think get rid of the draft, and because this is a great example. You have Victor Wembanyama, who's making everyone cream their pants in a way they haven't since LeBron. And everyone's just going nuts about if you have 0.0001% chance of landing this guy in the lottery, that's worth it. If the difference is having 0% chance or 0.0001% chance, we gotta do what we can to have, that's what the Mavs decided. They're like, we have to have at least one ping pong ball in the lottery. We have to give ourselves a chance. I think you get rid of the draft. You approach, like, when new guys are coming into the league, you just treat it like it's college, and you recruit them, and you can sign whoever you want. This is how, like, the European soccer academies work. You just, like, you go identify your talent, you sign it. This is how it worked with Ohtani when he came to the majors for baseball. I remember Ohtani was like, these are my top 7. He put out a Tipton edits. I think Joe Tipton made it. It was a graphic, and it was like Shohei Ohtani's top 7.
Hayes Fawcett.
And the Cubs were on the list, and I remember thinking, like, this is the coolest recruitment ever. You have a guy that can pitch and hit, and he's going to pick where he gets to play. That's unheard of. I thought we had to draft these guys, and they're like, no, I guess for Ohtani, it's different rules. You should have that situation, and the pushback I think people would have to that is the Lakers and Celtics and Knicks and whoever else are just going to get all the best players. I don't think that's necessarily the case, because I think it's going to work like colleges, where the best players don't always go to Duke and Kentucky and Kansas, and in the end, like, they seem to have the better programs or whatever. But, like, if Victor Wembanyama is coming to the NBA right now, is he going to want to go to the Lakers? I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to want to go play with Anthony Davis and LeBron out of the gate, where he's, like, not the guy. So you have all these teams that can, like, call Wembanyama. You make your pitch to him. You say, this is what we can offer you. If you come here, we will give you the ball. We will give you X number of shots. Like, you figure out, like, the right level of, like, the Knicks would actually be a great fit for him, because the Knicks do have great players, but they don't have, like, the super duper star. Like, Jalen Brunson is obviously very, very, very good, but, like, he's also a team basketball player. So, like, if Wembanyama came in the Knicks, he'd be like, all right, yeah, you can be the face of this franchise. I just love that idea. I love the idea of, like, all these franchises making their pick. And, like, the smaller franchises that suck ass, that is their pitch. Like, the Detroit Pistons can go to Victor Wembanyama and just say, come play for us, dude, and you can shoot as much as you want. You can just, it's yours. The whole thing is yours. Just do whatever you want. We'll build the whole franchise around you. I think that's more fascinating than watching ping pong balls bounce around, and then guys have to go play at places that they want no part of, and then when their rookie contracts are up, they force a trade and go. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the current reality of the NBA. So that fixes tanking too, because, like, if you're a team that sucks too much and you have, like, organizational rot, why would the generational talent want to come play for you if you're just a complete mess of a franchise? Then also on top of that, the generational talents don't get stuck having to go play for a shitty franchise where they're going to get run into the ground and misused. They have a say in where they get to play. Your thoughts, TJ?
I'm trying to think of what the negatives are, and I don't know if I have. Like,
the obvious negative is parity. That's why the draft exists. Is like the worst teams can get the best players and, like, have a chance to, like, you're not stuck in purgatory of being garbage forever.
Right. I think I've always considered the opposite, where it was like, what if there was a draft in college so that the rich don't stay rich? Like, what if, like, you wouldn't do it with all 350, but let's say there was a high school football draft where, like, the college programs in some sort of reverse order drafted high school prospects, and then you had, like, 5 stars going to, like, Ball State or something, and then eventually you had some sort of leveling. Like, it wouldn't work like that, but I've never considered doing recruiting to pro. I think it's cool. I think, like, imagine like Zion's year or something if he ended up on a contender instead of the Pelicans and, like, actually got to play. And didn't get injured
actually
right
have
away.
a say in where you want to play, and this is something that I've noticed in observing, like, the way NBA people will shit all over college, but what's fun? De'Aaron Fox is a great example. De'Aaron Fox, I guess I got to be careful because I might not be right. This might get thrown back in my face. You know what? We're here. I'm just going to go down this road. De'Aaron Fox will be 85 years old, TJ, and he will look back on. Again, this is a bad example because I don't know De'Aaron Fox personally, but for the most part, the guys that play college basketball for a certain number of years, maybe sometimes all it takes is one, but like 1 or 2 or 3 years, whatever, and then go on to the NBA, have great NBA careers. Those people look back on their basketball lives, and the most fond memories they have of playing basketball are their college days. Michael Jordan is synonymous with the state of North Carolina. Michael Jordan does not go to Chicago and just parade himself around and be like, thank you to the city of Chicago for all the great times we had together. And all. Michael Jordan goes back to the University of North Carolina all the time. He freaking loves it. Larry Bird, the second he was done playing in Boston, every single year, he would get his ass out of there and go back home to Indiana where he's a god. Like, this is where he wants to, this is home to these people. This is, and my theory has always been that college to basketball players is the one place in their entire life where they decided where they got to play. In high school and in AAU and whatever else, you're basically, your high school is more or less dictated by, this is how it was traditionally. It's like your high school is dictated by where your parents live, and your parents got a job and Springfield. So I guess the family's moving to Springfield. Now I got to go to Springfield High School because, dad got an accounting job over here, and this is what our life is going to be. So I guess I got to go to this high school. Then college comes around. These guys get to pick where they want to play. And they're like, I finally at long last get to decide where I play. And then the NBA comes back, and now you're once again being forced into being drafted into a place. And that's my theory, is like these guys look back. It's no matter how good players are, for the most part, it feels like players look back on their college years as the most fond memories they have. And I think that's why, is because like you're a young kid that gets to make a decision for the first time in your life. So I'm saying, why not bring that attitude to the NBA? Let guys, I do think it would, I think parity, I think it would solve the parity problems, because I do think that like the best teams are the teams that have the guys that have the ball in their hands at all times. And if you're Victor Wembanyama, why would you might respect the hell out of Giannis, you might love what the Bucks organization stand for, but if I'm Victor Wembanyama, I don't want to go play for the Bucks. I don't want to go like come off the bench maybe for my, for the first 3 years of my career. If I don't come, he's not going to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying, though? That like you're like, where do I fit in this organization? Am I the guy, or is Giannis the guy? Like, who's the guy? What's going on here? And if I'm Victor Wembanyama, I go play for the Indiana Pacers. That's what I do. If I'm a good basketball player, I just go to the Indiana Pacers. No, it would be the other part, TJ. I think we just solved basketball, because the other thing is like you would get guys that would want to stay home. That would be cool. You would get guys that are like, I'm from Houston, I want to go back to play for the Rockets. I want to play for my hometown team. Like, this is important to me. It's like, I want to, and you wouldn't get basically what you would then get is every single guy on the roster made a conscious decision to be there, except for the guys that were traded, I guess. Bad example. I'm thinking through this. But yeah, most like guys that decide to be there, there's something to that. And I think the competitive juices would get flowing more. If I made a conscious decision, I want to be here. I could play at any NBA team, and I'm choosing the Miami Heat for XYZ reasons. Every time I go out now, I'm going to have more pride in playing for Miami than like if I feel like I got stuck, playing for the Pistons or a team that I don't care that much about.
Take it one step further, have it alternate. A draft every other year.
Oh, in a lottery. Yeah, every other year.
So year one, it's a draft, and then next year is a recruitment year. Then you have more stars staying in college. Because
more stars staying in college so they can decide where they want to play.
If they see who's coming down the lottery, they don't want to go to the lottery. Maybe the lottery pays more money naturally than the top recruitment positions or something.
Yeah.
I think you might actually be onto something here. I'm sure I think so. There's got to be a glaring flaw that people are going to comment under this that we're not like considering at all, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah, because you still keep salary caps, you still keep all that, so like that's another thing you have to consider.
Yeah, it's not like the Lakers couldn't recruit all like top 10 recruits; they just won't have the money for it.
And I think you do get rid of the rookie scale too. So like if Wembanyama, if you want to pay him $50 million to start his career, well, I mean, the one thing stopping it now, obviously, is a collective bargaining agreement. Like, it's all written in the shit. I'm talking like, let's fix this hypotheticals when we get to the next bargaining agreement. Yeah, get rid of the rookie pay scale. Keep the salary cap, so you still have the parity of like, you can't just the Lakers. If Victor Wembanyama market value is $50 million a year, the Lakers can't pay Anthony Davis and LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama anyway. So he's just like it's just like everyone that enters the draft and everyone that's coming into the NBA for the first time is an unrestricted free agent. And now we have our free agency period and you get to sign anybody you want. I don't know. It makes sense to me. And I think that solves tanking, and you don't have guys like fighting for the best draft pick at this point. Because like I said, if your organization just stinks and you've been bad for 5 years in a row, good luck trying to convince that top prospect that he should come play for you, because he's not going to want to, because you suck ass. Or maybe he will. Maybe that's part of the pitch. I don't know.
Yeah. They would also probably motivate the owners too to like do something with their billions of dollars that they have. Like, hey, you can actually turn a team around in 2 years if you just buy the players.
Right. Also, we would get more Tipton edits. We would get more respect my decisions, which are my favorite things. That's the only reason I get online anymore. That's the only reason I get on social media. Is I'm refreshing, seeing who's got the new top 5 and respect. We live in a time with college basketball, TJ, where people put out statements that they're coming back.
Yeah, I've searched.
And there weren't even.
I've searched Dylan Harper's name on Twitter 500,000 times since the tournament ended, I think.
And I'm not talking about guys that are projected lottery picks. I'm talking about guys that no professional team wants. I don't even know if the fan bases of the team that they play for even want them back. And these dudes are putting out statements that are like, "Great news." Great news, Bulldog Nation, with like a fist bumping emoji. I'm back. Like, what are we doing here? You're the sophomore 7th man off the bench is announcing that he's coming back for his junior year. Okay, all right, cool. I guess this is that. But I love it. I eat it up. I love these graphics. I think we need this at a professional level.
You should get one made like when it's coming towards next college basketball season. Be like, good news, Barstool Nation, I'm back.
I'm back. Yeah, and then Dave's like, wait, I thought we signed you to a multi-year contract. Yeah. I'm like, no, that's what. No, you did. Yeah. That's why I said I'm back.
Just letting everybody know.
I'm just letting everyone know that I'll be back.
In case you didn't know, I am here.
In case there was any confusion, my other harebrained idea. So the getting rid of the draft is not an original idea. Apologies to whoever came up with it first. I remember hearing someone pitch that idea, and I was like, that's genius. And I've been infatuated with it ever since, TJ. But this is an original. This is a Titus original. To fix, I don't know if this fixes tanking, but I think it fixes the regular season. I think there should be bounties on certain records. I think that Adam Silver, the genesis of this idea is like Karl Malone's a scumbag and people hate him, and he has a ton of NBA records, or at least he used to. I think he still does have some, but the idea of Adam Silver like figuring out the scumbag, the records that are held by scumbags in the league. And you come out at the start of the year and you say, if anyone breaks these records, I will give you a $20 million bonus or a $15 million. But you get $15 million if you break these 5 records. These are the 5 records. And then now you have guys like, even if you have nothing else to play for, you can go on any given night, you will win yourself $10 million. If you break Scott Skiles' assist record, if you break, just pick whatever records. If you're perfect from the field, if you break whatever record that is, I don't know. Or if it's not for the whole year, maybe they do this week to week. Every like Sunday night or every Monday morning, the league office puts out the 5 records for the week. These are the 5 bounty records for the week. If anybody breaks these records, you get $5 million. You get $7 million, whatever number it is.
I love it.
And then all of us watching, you have a reason to be locked in, and you're like, okay, all right, let's keep an eye on whether this record.
I think you could either tonight. You don't like the scumbag aspect of it is very funny, like somebody replacing Karl Malone's records. But if you just did like bounties on most points this week or something, I think that draws a whole new dynamic to like, the viewership of like on a Sunday night, if that's when the records end or something like that.
I'm trying to find list of regular season NBA records.
I think there's a award still named after Karl Malone. Somebody mentioned I think there's a college award.
Yeah, like power forward of the year.
Drew Timmy just won like the Karl Malone award.
Dude, can you imagine being Drew Timmy and being like a college basketball legend and having a dominating season, and you're just playing out of your mind, and you're like, wow, what a year. I wish I had a trophy to commemorate this season of basketball that I just played. And the Karl Malone Foundation says, you're in luck, buddy. Here's the Karl Malone Award just for you.
The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame Power Forward of the Year is the Karl Malone Award.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? So the problem is Wilt Chamberlain owns basically every single record. Most points in a game, 100 by Wilt Chamberlain. We know this. Most field goals in a game, Wilt Chamberlain, 36. Most here you go. Most 3-point field goals missed in a game, 16 by Damon Stoudemire, and then 16 by James Harden, like 8 different times. Clay made the most threes in a game in 2018. He made 14. Most 3-point field goals made in a game with no misses is 9 by Latrell Sprewell, and then Ben Gordon did it twice. We could do most free throws made in a game, 28 by Adrian Dantley and Wilt Chamberlain both, but Bob Cousy did 30 in a postseason game, I guess. Most rebounds is Wilt. Most assists in a game, Scott Skiles has 30. Most steals in a game is 11. That's actually kind of low. It feels sort of low, doesn't it? 11?
Steals, yeah.
11 steals. I mean, not that steals are easy to come by, but TJ McConnell has the record for most steals in a half. He had 9 in 2021 and a half.
And then what happened in the second half?
I don't know. Yeah. 11 feels kind of low. There you go.
Load
There's
management.
a record. Most blocks in a game is 17. All right, so I'm starting to see the flaw in this plan, which is that all these records are fucking insane. But I don't know. You figure out some records. You say here, and then the other idea, and we can move on past this just insane fixing NBA talk. But I pitched this idea to PFT, and he liked it, and that's all I needed. That now I know it's ready for public consumption. TJ is. The NBA should do like a Willy Wonka backboard, like a golden ticket deal where there's one backboard that's able to be shattered, that they put somewhere in the country, and they have like shattered backboard night where on a random like Tuesday in February, it's like shattered backboard night, and everyone has to lock in and watch NBA games all across the country because we don't know is it in Oklahoma City tonight? Is it going to be in Boston? Is it where did the shattered backboard end up? But there's one backboard that they make like it's 1991, and you could shatter the backboard, and we're all like, tell me you wouldn't be locked in. I would absolutely be locked in on all those games and be like, all right, where's this damn backboard? And they do that sporadically throughout the season where they're like, if you watch NBA on this night, we promise that one backboard will shatter, provided guys dunk hard enough, I guess. But that's a bygone era, is the shattered backboard, you know?
It's mythical to people of my age, I think. It's like we see the Shaq highlights, and like every once in a while somebody breaks a high school rim or something, but the shattered backboard in the NBA, I think they proved that it's like almost physically impossible at this point with the current rims. Like you could drop
it is.
A piano on the rim and it's not shattering the backboard. Of course.
Yeah, science has gone too far. Yeah. It's disgusting. I want more shattered backboards. So I think that one's probably, of all my ideas, that one's probably the worst, but it's an idea nonetheless.